Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to play the Ashen Age Part 1 today by Sliptip, who is a fairly well-known author, but who hasn't made many missions, but are well known for the missions that he did make. And I don't think he's made a mission since this mission or shortly after. This is from 2006. And I played this recently because I am going to play next the Cinder Notes by DRK. And the Cinder Notes is a follow-up, sort of a spiritual successor to the Ashen Age. So I wasn't originally planning on playing this, but I have time and I, fired it up and saw that it was so similar and tied in so well with the Cinder Notes that it didn't feel right not to play this first. So, I haven't played any other mission by Sliptip. I don't think he's made too many others. Maybe 2 others. But, yeah, the style of this mission is very different from what we've played before. It has very high-resolution textures, new sounds, and it looks beautiful. It looks way ahead of its time in terms of appearance. So, and good news is that we can actually end up ghosting this one. We can perfect thief it, and that has never been done before. There's only one report written on this mission from before, and that reported 2 or 3 ghost busts, which I have found a way to circumvent. So, I'm happy to show you that too. So there's no briefing, but the information file says that we've been contacted by the keepers, because 4 of their members have gone missing, and those 4 were apparently protecting a relic known as the Book of Ash, which is why the mission is called the Ashen Age. So I assume that Sliptip was planning to make a follow-up part since it's called Part 1, but it's the only part he has made then. So here are the objectives. Find information leading to the whereabouts of the missing keepers. Just because you're on a tight schedule doesn't mean you can skip out on rent. Steal at least 1,500. A man like you needs to keep a low profile. Do not harm any member of the City Watch. Alright. Sounds good. So I might have a slowdown in some areas because of the fog and also the high-res textures, as you can see. Let's make a real save to begin with. I have one save here that I'm going to go to a little bit later. First, let me show you the map. So this map confused me to begin with, until I realized that it's the brown or grayish areas that are actually the streets. The white areas are buildings. Normally the white-colored areas are the open area. And especially since this is a daytime mission, I thought that, the bright open spots would be where you could walk, but it's not. This is where we start, in sort of the southwest, and we have to walk north, and then we can go either west or east. We are going to walk east first. There's a hotel, a city watch, where we can find some information first, and one of the bad guys sort of in the mission is Corrado, and his establishment is sort of a illegal operation going on in the southeast. There is also a vault area, sort of a bank, if you will, where there are several vaults or safety deposit cages that we will need to get to. And there's a pump station where we're going to end the mission, so we don't need to actually return home when we're done. So yeah, that's it. So we're going to primarily, stay in the central area, then head east, and then go back, hit the vaults, and end at the pump station last. So this is then our home that we start in here. And this is seemingly an empty closet. But there is a button here that opens a secret that takes you to your own little stash. There's not much here now. On lower difficulties there's more. There's a healing potion and 4 rope arrows. We do have... No, not 4 rope, 4 broadhead arrows. We do have a rope arrow, and we don't need any more than that. In terms of items, we don't have anything hardly. This lever opens a hatch in the floor. You can go down to the streets. We don't need to do that, and I want to close this anyway. So we don't need anything in here. I just wanted to get the count for the secret and show it to you. Living room with nothing of interest. Gonna head out here. So if anyone has played the Cinder Notes, you can see that DRK made that mission with the same sort of stock textures. And he actually submitted that mission anonymously, and people thought it was Sliptip coming back to make another mission finally, but that was not the case. This is where you come out from the secret. There's some guards in the distance. So you see here, don't knock out or kill any member of the City Watch. So this is then forcing you to sneak around them. It's not a forced ghosting, because you can get spotted and run away, but you're not allowed to knock anybody out. So when I played the mission the first time, I played it on hard difficulty so that I could knock people out. It's just more comfortable to get the lay of the land that way. Okay. We're gonna head in here first, actually. Actually, let me go back and show you guys what's going on here. So here you have the City Watch station, and you have two patrollers that patrol in a circle. There's an underpass here. They go around like this. And the guard that you saw through the window is in here. And there's no way we can enter that door there without getting at least a first alert from that archer through the window. So we have to find a different way into the watch station, which we're going to do right now, and that is through here. Try also to avoid that splash there. So we can use the canal a few different times in this mission. Okay. This is then City Watch. We're gonna head in here. The archer is right behind this door. In this footlocker are 4 broadhead arrows. And we're gonna head into Lieutenant Adamo's office.
What have we here?
Seems like Lieutenant Adamo is not doing too well right now. There's nothing of value in here except for information, so we're going to read a couple of things. Crumbled note. Lieutenant Adamo, as you are no doubt aware, the recent disappearances in the city have not just been limited to those of the nobility. For this reason, we ask for your patience in the matter of this outstanding debt. Our trade is like any other. It requires people to expedite business. I understand you've lost several of your own men as well. Perhaps if your methods of investigation were more effective, we wouldn't find ourselves in this dilemma. Now, if you can wait a few days for payment, you will have it in full. I have acquired a most lucrative contract, which is to be conducted shortly. I trust fully that I can expect no interference whatsoever from the City Watch. If, however, you cannot wait, I'll send someone now to sort this out. Kindly. C. C is Corrado. Here's a diary. After several unimportant entries, August 18th, I've had it with that lowlife Corrado. He's purposely delaying payment to create distrust among my men. They think I'm skimming off the top. Meanwhile, the very little I do manage to skim is in jeopardy. Bastion's been nosing around again. It's only a matter of time before he finds the stash. If Corrado doesn't deliver by tomorrow morning, he'll be at the bottom of the canal by tomorrow afternoon. And unless I can move the goods, Bastion will have to join him. I'm just going to have to find a fence able to move the artwork. Artwork. Okay. Here's a safe that is obviously been raided. And then there is a scroll. Paid in full. Okay. So that's really all we need to do in here. And then we can head up. Don't like that. Let's walk up instead. In this you have a papyrus. Nerio. I think Adamo's holding out on us. I saw Corrado's men bring in 4 crates yesterday, but when he divided the pot with us, there were only 2. I think the old wretch is saving for his retirement. Think it's worth investigating? Bastion.
Real classy. I guess it pays to be an officer.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna head in here now. You can see the archer. You can actually take, I believe... Yeah, you can take his arrows through the window here. We're going to need to go through here. Now, you can... Didn't show you this, but... You can slash the banner to go through without picking the lock, but that's obviously property damage and not something I'm going to do. But this guard here is practically deaf. He doesn't hear us picking the lock on this door. In general, most of the guards in this mission don't hear well, but they see very well. Be careful not to get spotted by the outside guards, though. So you can jump here, and he won't hear it. There, okay. So behind this crate, I'm not going to move it. There is a lever that opens the secret door. These crates can be passed through, so you don't have to move them, luckily. So here we have somebody else. Here are 2 spice bags, total 80, and a flute, total 130. And there is a picture of, hopefully, one of the keepers that have gone missing.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So that's a keeper portrait. That gives us a new objective. Being the shy sort that keepers are, it's unlikely that any of them would volunteer for a portrait. If there's any more like this one, you'd better get your hands on them. So there are 4 then. 1 for each of the keepers that are missing. So this is not an objective that you have to trigger, but it's not going to include any more Supreme Busts for us to take the 3 remaining ones. And it's totally possible to do that. Ghost intact too, of course. So then we can leave City Watch. We have to go back then. The same way, we can't... There, I just wanted to make sure I was on the ladder. Those 2 guards out there are usually patrolling fairly close to each other, which is good for us being able to pass through there later. Now there are going to be some a little bit tricky maneuvers in this mission in order to avoid the ghost bust that I mentioned. Okay, this is good. Oh. Okay. Now the door right here, straight ahead, that's pickable. It's to a shop. We're not going to need to pick that because there's another way to get in there. You can go over there though without getting spotted by that archer to do that.
Is someone there?
Oh, there's a guard here. How did he see me though? I didn't... Yeah, they see very well. We can head into that place with a rope arrow here. Okay. Yeah, if you drop straight onto the footlocker, you'll make a huge clang, and there's a sleeping guy in here that I don't want to alert. Now, this footlocker here is pickable, and it has 3... Let me show you. New items. Clockwork mouse. Those you let go.
Who's there?
And they let out a gas, I believe. That, I believe, end up knocking.
What the hell? Guards! Thief! Don't let him get away!
Yeah.
I'll turn you up soon enough. Step out here. I won't hurt you. Got a breaking and entering. Perp still here.
Okay, it just knocks them out. It does not kill them. So that's a weapon I've never seen before. So kind of neat. Okay, so let's read this. A scroll. Julius, I did as you suggested. I got the old man so liquored up he couldn't tell me from his left foot. No luck getting the code for the security machines, though. I did, however, manage to snag the spare key. I believe you can use it to gain access to both Renzo's office and the captain's quarters. One of them must have the code. Keep it someplace safe until you're ready. It's all up to you now. Good luck. So he has a key that we need, and he hid it somewhere. Well, on hard difficulty, it's just on the desk here, but on expert, it's actually up here. It's on top of the door frame. We're going to have to return this key. We do need that to get one piece of loot. So we will return it when we are done with that piece of loot, which is at the very end of the mission. Head down here. There's 2 flash bombs.
What was that?
Oh my gosh. There's a gas mine at the top. And this is actually a regular mine. And when you take it, it changes texture, I believe, to a regular mine. Under here, there's a box with a stack of gold coins. So that's total 167. Now what's also under here is a plaque. And that says 0091. That's one of the security codes for the vault. So that's the safety deposit box of Julius, basically. So now we know that. That's a secret. When you open that vault, it's the secret. Now we're going to have to drop down here again. So now we have Renzo's key, right? We're not going to need that just yet, but we will need it. Okay, then we're going to head down here. Make it real save too. So we're now heading east to the waterfalls, and then we're going to hit a hotel. There's a city watch station here with 2 guards. They both have a key to that guard station. And there's also broadhead arrows on one of them. There's nothing else of interest. There's nothing else of interest in there, so we're not going to need to go in there, but they see you very easily and they can come out. And close the gate here.
Hey, see that? there. Just make one mistake. Stop right there.
Oh, man. You can see the guard in the distance there. We're gonna have to head around this corner. So in there. There, that was just in time. This is where we need to be. Oh. That will probably end the objective, but...
Over here!
City Watch notice. No admittance permitted. Alfredo will be reopening the pending something.
Seeing things. Guess it's a quiet shift after all.
So you can grab this guy's key when he turns around and open this. And there's another archer right there.
Who's there?
Alfio will reopen pending successful investigation. Okay. So let's then head into... Actually, I'm going to show you guys something else too, real quick.
Wait,
Saw something.
I think I saw something. Oh! Well, someone there. Clear.
Seems peaceful enough now.
Over here,
Who's that?
Noises.
this nobleman
Stop this villain! Someone!
has a key. That is a key for one of the rooms in this hotel. We're not going to need that key technically. Okay. I'm going to wait for this guy to... Actually... The only place I found in this room to hide from the hotel owner or the manager is on top of this clock. He comes down, turns around, and goes back up again, and then we're going to have to do something. Yeah, that key to room 2.
Who's that?
Time for another.
Come. Huh?
We can do that, I hope. Yeah. Let's first grab the loot. 6 goblets. 6 plates. Under here, we can open the safe. 3 stacks of copper coins and 1 necklace. Total 772. Let me read this. 7104. Dear customer, we would like to take this opportunity to extend our gratitude for your patronage. Please make careful note of the code written below. Access code 7104 Vault 1. For security reasons, we do not keep records of our customers' access codes, so it's imperative that you commit this number to memory before disposing of this letter. Sincerely, Renzo.
It's worth it. Even the tradesmen are going up on velvet coats. Hardly means we're used to.
To hide again here. Can hide here.
Who to invite, who to invite.
I'm going to follow him up. I'm just going to read this too.
Tedious, but we
Letter. Ulrich. Come see me at the bar when you get a chance. We just received a shipment of the most exquisite artwork that I think will interest you. I've never seen such detail before, but I'll let the expert be the judge. Indeed, I would be willing to donate one of them to your hotel in exchange for an appraisal. Sincerely, Corrado. So I guess then Corrado has one of the paintings, which means we need to get our butts down there. So now we know 2 of the codes at the vault. Okay, so now I'm going to save or reload that save. Now I'm in room 2 because from this save I actually took the key, room 2 key. So that's in this room. Room 1 is this door that we don't have a key for yet. But I want to show you what's in room 2 because that's the only way you can get in here is by taking the key from the guy by the fountain. But you can't return that key for Supreme. Now, this is going to be a perfect thief run, so we're going to take a few more Supreme busts than we normally would. But I don't want to get that key when I don't have to get the key anyway. And this breaks immersion a little bit. You'll see why. Letter. Cessair, I found a buyer for your weapons. Meet me in my office tonight. I'd like to see a demonstration. If they're as good as you say, we'll both be a fair sight richer by tomorrow night. Take care to make sure Renzo doesn't find out you're keeping them in one of his vaults. He'll head straight for Adamo, and our friendship with the City Watch has been rather strained of late. Corrado. So Corrado's also in the weapon business, it seems like. So he's got a lot of customers. Now in this, you have nothing, but behind it, there's a crumpled note, 3249. So that's exactly the same message as below, except for there's a different code, and this is for Vault 2. So I am going to reload, but now we know that code. So that's what I mean with a little immersion breaking, is because without that key, you would never know this code. So due to the nature of a video game and us being able to reload, we now know the code. So we never need to pick up the key in the first place. So anyway, we don't need to even get up here then, because we're going to get into room 1 from a different way. Which is down here. If we head south now. So now we are down here in this area. So now we're on the south side of the hotel. So if we now go into the canal from this side, we can actually access room 1 from a courtyard. If we go through here. Kind of like we did to access the City Watch. Now, this is just east of where that other guard is walking. Have to be a little bit careful here. Here, so now we're in room 1. And here's the key for room 1. We don't need that key. But here is the second keeper portrait. And notice that the keeper portraits are not the same. Not the same looking. Let's read this letter. My dearest Mirabelle, as usual, Corrado did not fail to deliver. I purchased the most extraordinary portrait from him today. It is so lifelike you can almost see the subject breathing. I would very much like to know who the artist is, but I know better than to ask where he got it from. Pity there's no signature on it. I will see you in a few days, my love, once business here is concluded. Love, Damiano. go. So now we have 2 portraits out of 4. 1 is in a vault, and 1 is at Corrado's. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to come up... We're going to come up on one of the 3 areas that was reported on being a ghost bust. By Hexameron, I believe it was. He ghosted this back in 2008, a couple of years after it was released. So this is now east. Sorry, south, but the entrance is east. We're going to go east afterwards. Make a real save. Around the corner here, this is a brightly lit street. Around the corner here is a thief, and he is stationary.
You. Hey.
And he will see us. There's no way we can go on street level here to get around that thief. Just no way. There's no shade whatsoever, and you don't have any means of, fooling him. So we have to go up on the rooftops here, and since this is an old dark, I'm going to try to do this as much old dark as I can, which means no fancy mantling techniques. Oy. But we should be able to... Yeah, there we go. You can mantle up this windowsill and then onto the lamp and then furthermore onto the top in New Dark. But I'm not going to want to do that. I'm going to go all the way up here. Grab the rope. Now we're sort of between the streets and the City Watch where we came out earlier. Go over here, we should be able to, if you stand up and walk, you should be able to push against the wall. And now we're right above where the thief is. If we go over here now, we should be able to get on top of him and around him. Hopefully without a first alert. There we go. Now, in New Dark, you can jump up here and then easier jump down onto the ledge you see across and then rush in behind him without him giving more than a first alert. Since we're sort of trying to do this in Old Dark now, or at least with the Old Dark methods, we're going to do that from here because that's as far as you can get in Old Dark. So I'm going to end up jumping down on the ledge without taking damage and then rush in behind the thief.
Hey. What was that?
Like that, exactly. No, he saw me. Okay, well that's how we do it.
My eyes must be...
Hey.
Yeah. What was that?
Say.
We can do this.
Hey.
What are you looking?
I've done this before.
My eyes must be playing tricks. Yeah. Something's going down.
Without taking damage and making that...
Oh, you got trouble.
My eyes...
You. Hey, I'm talking.
Should be able to do that without him seeing us. Let's see. I might need to go up here and do it. But I have done it from here in Old Dark, so I guarantee you it's possible to do.
Hey. Hey.
Oh, you.
Maybe try to do that instead.
Huh?
Hey.
If we didn't make noise there, we probably actually would be able to do it like that.
Thought I...
What are you?
Hey.
You. Hey.
My eyes must be playing...
Oh, you got...
Hey. Hey.
I'm gonna...
shouldn't even be here. I should
Yeah.
be,
Let me
be in a game or something.
try this then, because I did it here, and then it went a little bit easier.
My eyes must be playing.
Oh, you got
Huh?
So now we did it without an alert, but we took damage, which I don't want to do.
Thought I saw. I shouldn't even be here. I should be. My eyes must be playing tricks on me.
There we go. Okay, now we got it. So, but I have done it from up there too, so it's definitely
I
possible.
think I'd
Hold
be
on.
used to rat noises by now.
So we get a first alert from him now we absolutely cannot avoid, so that's the supreme bust, but this mission is going to be utterly unsupremable anyway. We're going to get another bust when we open the door here. Let's real save it there after that skip. So that was 2 first alerts from that guy. Here is a bartender or a barmaid. Don't know what happened with my mouse there, but when she turns away, we can head into that doorway. There, and then we have to... She turns back that direction. We'll get the loot over there.
Huh? What's that?
Might have to do it in 2 rounds.
What was that there?
There. 1092, that's what we should have. There's nothing else in here. Here's an empty storage room. Then we get to the second area, where Hexameron said he had to take a ghost bust from this guard. Now, this I'm a little bit surprised was deemed as a ghost bust, because this guard is actually pretty easy to avoid.
Hey.
Head in here. He will not alert here, but we can follow him up the stairs now. Have him turn around, and then we can pick the lock on this door.
Hey.
We're going to get a first alert here. And then we have to go down here. Do that again. He's in a constant first alert state here.
Now to find some useful information.
There. That's all you have to do here. This is not very difficult to do. So we got a first alert from him, of course, but that's it. Now in this room, there's a hidden switch here. Opens up this. And I want to open this right now because there's another thief behind it that comes down this staircase and turns around, and he can see us through the bookshelf. I want to have that open so that I can monitor him better. You can hear him come down soon. In the meantime, we're going to take some loot in here. 2, 3, 4, 6 artifacts. 2 rugs. That checks off our loot objective. And a stack of gold coins, total 1762. Now here's also a readable, 2 readables. After several unimportant entries, August 18th. Looks like my boys bagged a lucrative haul at Alfio's. In particular, they lifted 4 paintings the likes of which I've never seen before. They appear so lifelike I feel as though they are watching me, yet they are clearly comprised of oil on canvas. I'll need Ulrich to appraise them for me. They must be worth a fortune. Pity we lost Dorian in the process, though. You'd think an explosive expert would be more careful. Etienne tells me the whole sewers collapsed where he accidentally triggered one of his explosives. It's a shame, too. Those sewers were our only means of getting around the city undetected. August 19th. My good lieutenant has stepped over the line again. He's become too confident in our relationship. Perhaps it's time to make an example of him, and send a message to whomever his replacement will be. August 20th. I'm meeting Cesare tonight for a demonstration of his new weapons. I hope they're worth the trouble. I found an interested buyer already. This could make us both rich, assuming Cesare can deliver. Okay, that. Cancelled. Find information about the missing keepers. So that doesn't mean we failed it. It just means that it got removed. And it says here, looks like the old sewer is blocked. Find a way to unblock it. From here, the trail leads to Alfio's, but since the gates are locked, you'll need to enter through the old sewer. Once you've accomplished all your goals, make your way there. Okay. So here's a letter to Corrado. So, another day is here and gone and my pockets are still empty of payment. I warn you, don't test this relationship of ours. We take considerable risks keeping your operations under wraps, and I expect to be compensated handsomely for it. I await your reply. I assume that's Lieutenant Adamo. Okay. Then we're going to head up here. And just wait for that thief to come and turn around. Up here is a thief, and Corrado is also here. There we go. Take a third keeper portrait. We're going to get a first alert.
Funny.
We have to get a first alert there. And here is money and 2 levers.
What do you...
Be a little bit quicker here.
Huh?
There, that's the third keeper portrait. Now, for Supreme, I would have skipped that loot in there because you don't need to go in there, and it triggers a first alert from that guy. So that would have been 25 loot skipped. Now, those 2 levers in there open these gates, and that's how you're supposed to leave. But I have not found a way to get into the water here without making noise. I've tried different objects. Crates, unfortunately, when you leave them in the water, they become completely... they lose their clipping border, so you go straight through them. You can't land on them. I tried with potions, but I didn't get that to work. I know that we just did something similar in A Better Tomorrow, where we lowered ourselves into the water without a splash.
I should be in a game.
But there are no flares in this mission, so I don't know if flares will work in that instance, but there are none, so that's a moot point. That would be considered an engine exploit, though, anyway, to sort of use that kind of items to lower yourself into the water. So we're going to end up doing an engine exploit now anyway to get to leave here. Okay, so now he saw me through the bookshelf.
Huh?
So he is in a normal state now. Wait for him to pass here and then leave. So the way for us to leave is then back through the main entrance, but now we have to pass the thief going the other way.
Huh?
He's also settled down since last time we were here, so that's a third first alert from him. So we've taken a total of 5 first alerts now, haven't we? Yeah. Only 4 of them are needed for Supreme. So now we have to push this guy so that we can leave. We are not going to be able to climb up again here.
Get out of work here.
So we have to push him down far enough for us to leave around the corner. So that'll take a little bit. Feel free to skip it, of course. But that's the only way. But if anyone can find a way to leave through the sewers by getting into the water without the Corrado and the thief alerting, I've never been able to do that. But you can't close one of the gates in the sewers, so I feel this is a cleaner way for Supreme anyway. So once he gets down far enough for me to go on his right, I'm going to push him over towards the left-hand corner there. Since we're headed right. This isn't the only time we have to push enemies in this mission. So this is an engine exploit. Allowed for Ghost as a last resort, but not allowed for Supreme. So lots of Supreme busts in this one.
I'm getting too jumpy.
So that's him settling from the door. We're now done in the eastern part of town, so we have to go west. We're gonna head over to the fountain where those 2 noble people were. And in that fountain there are 10 coins. So to get all those 10, we also have to push both of those guys over to the right. So that's the next pushing. You can get 3 of those 10 coins for Supreme, but the other 7 you can't.
Oh, just gonna get used to working side by side with women, or running from women on the guard these days. Still.
A lot of people have told me that they kind of lose immersion by the fact that you can push against guards and they don't notice you. Like, who doesn't notice something pushing against you? And I do understand that. I agree with that. But you wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. You know, this is fun. You might not think so right now sitting here watching it, but I don't know, it's fun to figure out. So let me know if you guys have played this mission before. It's one that a lot of people have, or quite a few at least, have recommended over the years. I've just never gotten around to doing it. I know that Sliptip had a thread where he announced a new mission he was working on. I think it was called the First Project or something. And I remember, you know, this must have been, gosh, at least 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. I remember seeing some of the screenshots for that mission, and I was like, what on earth? How is this possible to generate in Thief? So it was definitely before New Dark. So that mission was never released, and I doubt he's working on Thief any longer. I haven't seen any or heard any activity from him in a long time.
I shouldn't even be here. I should be in a game or something.
So there's not too many daytime missions really in Thief. Into the Odd, the Cinder Notes, which we're going to play next. That also is obviously daytime.
Yeah.
Now we hit the light.
I shouldn't even be here. I should be in a game or something.
You are in a game. Did you know that? I wish they could get some of the original voice actors and sort of just add to the stock amount of idle chatter or something like that, or reactions that they have. It would just be fun to expand on that. The voice pack, I guess. Now, I know that the Black Parade, of course, uses stock textures quite a lot. There's, of course, new material there too. But I know that at least Skaki have been in contact with Daniel Thrawn, one of the original voice actors for the City Watchguards, and I'm not sure if it's legal for him to add to that character's voice lines. If there's a legality issue there, but I really hope that they've been able to have him do that. Or maybe have his voice be included in that campaign in a different way, where we can recognize it easily. Probably have to get him a good brick or so further. Or tile. So this is tedious, I totally understand that, so. But it's the only way to get the mission ghosted, and since it's perfect thievable, we're going to do that today. Once you find the method, this mission isn't that difficult. This is the most time-consuming part, is the 2 nudgings that we're going to do. So after Cinder Notes, there's only one more mission for Thief 1 or 2 that have not been ghosted or have never been reported on.
I should be in a game or something.
And that's Heartcliff Islands, which I have not played and I don't know anything about. I just know that it's apparently very difficult. So if any of you have played that, let me know what you think of it and, you know, maybe tell me what to expect there. I think I read a summary on it or read a review or something like that, but I don't remember any details. But yeah, that's the only mission after Cinder Notes that I have planned on doing, except for the 4 campaigns that we have going that we need to finish. Keeper of the Prophecies, Ruins of Orginia, 7 Sisters, and also Gems of Providence. I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish that one too. At least I think so. But that's not going to be my priority. It's going to be the other 3 first, or at least primarily. And then after that, we'll see where we go. I don't have too many more missions planned, to be honest with you. Do a few more Dark Mod missions, probably. Let's try it there.
What was that?
So we moved a little bit too fast there, I think. Yeah, if we go downhill here. There we go. Good. Okay, then we're going to end up heading back now. We have to dodge this guard again. We can actually do that here.
Smells like old meat. Like it washed a few days ago.
There we go. Let's wait for that guard to come back now. Just check my inventory here. Yep.
Saw something there.
Oh. Okay, so there's a guard here that goes back and forth. We've now moved west, and we are in this little plaza here. This is the fountain. So the woman here has a purse that we can take, and then the 3 coins To the east in the fountain we can also reach without any first alerts. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to end up having to push them over to get the rest of the coins. And then I'm not going to care about first alerts because that I would never do for Supreme anyway.
Time for another visit to the tailor, I think. Velvet has gotten so expensive. I know what it's worth, and even the tradesmen are going about in velvet coats. Hardly as they used to.
Let me see. So I want to do that without any first alerts. I want to show you guys that. There. It's 100. Now in here. One.
Guards!
You can do this. You can do more than one. I'm going to wait for that guard to come back again. And this, of course, is the room 2 key.
Can't believe he thought to charge so much for that. Does he think I'm a fool? I got this money by tossing it left and right to every scoundrel with his hand outstretched? An outrage. He won't see my business a second time.
Guards! Guards!
So I know you. Let me see where there was.
See something?
Speak, guards! He's over here!
Okay. I thought. Two. Can take a third one as well. Three. So that's max before you have to start pushing. The light here pulsates on and off, and there's no way to turn it off, so which you can't do for Supreme anyway. So now we're going to get some first alerts. Make sure we don't get caught by that guard anyway. I don't know. We might be able to do this without first alerts as much as we can. Let's try to do that. We don't need to, I guess. Once we get him behind the pillar, we can use the pillar as hard cover more against the guard. It's a little better.
Huh?
What's that? Strange.
Who made that noise?
Saw some
Huh?
strange.
Okay.
Saw
well,
something there for a
then
moment.
I'm not going to bother with it. I'm not going to redo all that. So.
I'm starting to see things. I'd better get some
I've
rest.
spotted him.
Who's making
that?
those noises?
Speak.
These old buildings make too much noise.
Good. I had not wanted to be disturbed.
I'm not going to get any first alerts from that guard, at least. From these two is okay, but...
Guess it was nothing. What was that? Guess it was nothing. What's that? Speak!
Problem was that I was crouched
Please, and nothing more.
and pushing up against this nobleman when I saved.
Can't
When you
believe
reload,
I
you
thought
stand up and
Charge
you
so much for that.
bump
Does he
into
think
his
I'm a
torso,
fool?
and therefore
I
you
got
get
this money
flung
by
back.
tossing it left and right to
Just the
every
physics.
scoundrel with his hand. Who's there?
Show yourself!
Who's there? Is someone back there?
See that?
What was that?
Drop your...
What's that?
Get
Speak!
an alert from him.
Guess it was nothing.
Good.
Strange. I saw something there for a moment. Good. I had not wanted to be disturbed. If I see one rat, I will just scream. I thought I saw something.
Thought I saw something.
Guess it was nothing.
Guess it was nothing.
Good. I had not wanted to be disturbed.
So it's not often that
there?
I sort of
Is someone back there?
throw caution to the wind when it comes to Supreme, but
Guess it was nothing.
mostly because this mission has so many Supreme busts anyway, and since it can be Perfect Thief, that's more of a priority for me to show that.
Strange. I saw something there for a moment. If I see one rat, I will just scream. What's that? Speak! Good. I had not wanted to be disturbed. Is someone there? If I see one rat, I will just scream. Good. I had not wanted to be disturbed.
This is the door to the pump station. Now, we're going to end up leaving the mission that way. And we're going to end up getting a first alert from both of those when we open the door. But if you don't push them, then only the woman will alert. So we'll get one more first alert again then than we need to. Now we can save over here.
Who's that? Must have been rats. How repulsive.
Okay. 4 more there. So we need 3 more coins. The last 3 coins we're going to end up getting. We have to push her over a little bit to the right. We can't do it without doing that.
Guards!
But we can't slip into her front.
Guards! He's
Yeah, we have to push her a little bit more.
Guards!
Who to invite? Who to invite? It's so tedious, but we do owe him a favor. Marilyn.
There's someone there. Robber! Help!
Who's Robert?
I've spotted.
Yeah, it's not enough yet.
What was that? Guess it was
Guess
nothing.
it was nothing.
Huh?
Guards! He's over here! What?
Guards!
We might need to move this guy over a little bit more.
Come,
What was that?
what's that?
But a breeze
odd.
and nothing more.
There's nothing there.
There we go. We got it all. 1937. Perfect.
I see one rat. I will just
So
scream.
I don't know if anyone kept count of how many there we took, but that was a ridiculous amount of first alerts. But all of those, of course, can be avoided if you just skip those last 7 coins. Which you're not allowed to do for Supreme anyway, because you're using an engine exploit, which is a bust in the first place. So now we're going to head up here. And we're going to get close to the vault.
Is that you?
I was completely pitch black the entire time, buddy. Maybe I wasn't.
Something moved.
So he turned a little bit, so he has to. There. That's the front office, or the main entrance to the lobby, or the front office floor of the vault area. This gate here we're going to have to open. We cannot go into the main entrance because there's a woman right behind it. There's no way you can ghost around her. And this guy, we need to wait for him to turn. He faces northeast and southeast. We can slip in here without pushing him. That would be another bust. We can actually rope up the bell tower area. And up here, we're going to leave the rope there for now. This is sort of an alternate way into the top floor. This is very useful. Bottle of wine here, 1987.
This looks interesting.
Yes, it does. North Gate and South Gate. We're going to open both of those, and that is not something that will cause an alert to anybody. Here, there's a guard behind here that can hear this. So we're not going to end up picking this lock, but... I'll show you what's in here. It's the top floor. This is Captain Benoit. His office, and that's what we can use the Renzo's key to get into. We don't need to get in here. All there is one readable. Captain, I know security is a concern, but for the duration of the Winchester visit, I want those watchers deactivated. She says they make her husband nervous, and I don't need to remind you of the money they bring in. The deactivation code this week is 4188. See that it's done. I don't want another earful from that woman, Renzo. So that's if you want to turn off the camera downstairs, which we're not allowed to do for Supreme. I'm not going to do that. You don't need to do that. But here you have the code.
This will be useful.
That's the only thing you will need in here, in this room. So we're going to start by punching in the code that we found at Julius's shop. 0091. That switches the light over here, which is not a bust because you're not removing any light. You're just changing it. So that counted as a secret, and that means that Vault 3 downstairs is now open. And now we've opened the gates to go in through that alternate entrance. So we're going to do that now. There, if we do that, this gate is open. To avoid the watcher back here, if you open it a little bit and then close it again, so you can get into the shade. Here's the watcher. The guard that we heard also comes by here. Right there. Speak of the sun and it shines. This is Vault 3. This is the shopkeeper's loot, or money. I'm gonna have to pick this. Don't know if you can hear that.
This will make a nice little bonus.
Stack of silver coins, or it's a lot more than a stack, because it's worth 400, total 2387. Now we're going to have to dodge this. And head down here, and I want to quickly go into the main office.
Who's that?
I don't want to get that alert from him. He also has another copy of his key. I'm gonna have to go back here because the guard comes back down to this hallway and I don't want him to spot us. I want him to leave and then we can pick the lock open. Now this guy doesn't hear the door unlock, but he hears it shut. And he hears the...
Who's making those noises?
The safe being picked open. And in the safe, there's going to be loot and a letter. You hear the sound of money there. That was actually 25 loot. And that's 2412. That's max for the mission. This is another piece of loot that I would have skipped for Supreme. Don't think we can lock this again. No. But I want to read it. Papyrus and drop that back. Julius is making a stink about his share of the profit again, damn him. Meanwhile, I'm losing money every day while it's stuck in my own vault. I should speak with Corrado about a solution. I'm sure even a small portion of what's in that vault will be enough. Who knew an inventor could be so treacherous? See, maybe we can't... No, I don't think we can drop it back on the ledge there. Can we really not? Oh. Okay, well that's good enough, I guess. If we can do that.
What's over there?
I'm not going to be a guard anymore. I'm going
Yeah.
to be a manor lord.
Now we're going to lock this door and then follow him. We have to be a little bit quick here.
And go on patrol.
Now, let me also show you what's in here. 3 broadheads, a mine, a noisemaker arrow, and a healing potion, and another watcher. On hard difficulty, there's also an invisibility potion, believe it or not, in there. Wait in here. There we go. Now we're gonna have to open the 2 other vaults.
Clothes and dishes and find some food. Oh.
Of course, we can't forget to grab that rope along with us afterwards. Let's see. Now we're going to open up Vault 1, which is 7104. No. Wait for him to turn back then, I guess.
Food, we can relax. Get some beer and we're going out.
Wait for another extra round. I just want to make sure that the other guard here doesn't come back. All that's in here is the 4th keeper portrait.
Last one.
And that checks off the keeper objective. Right? Yeah. Wanted to make sure I didn't.
Stop.
One more vault. And that's where we're going to get the explosives that were talked about in Corrado's letter.
Gotta get home. Clothes and
Or the weapons that were talked about. And we also have the 3rd area that I said was mentioned as a ghost bust that we haven't dealt with yet. We'll do that too. So 3249, wasn't it?
Later.
What's that?
He saw me. Maybe can I go through there? Here. This is Cicer's explosive.
This is what I'm looking for.
So that checks off finding a way to unblock it. Now let's take a look at what's in here. A scroll. Instructions for use. Shatterstar arrows. These arrows use a volatile new crystal that on impact shatters into several fragments. Only fire at a safe distance, as explosions can be unpredictable. Note, these take weapon slot 5, but can only be accessed by cycling inventory. Explosive device. Similar to previous models, with the exception that it can be detonated at a distance via regular arrows. And here you have 3 shatter stars. Now, those show you how they work. So they work almost. It sounds like it works like a bunch of the gears that are sent up by the spider bots.
Come out
But
and face me.
they have a shatter-like explosion. So we're not going to need those, but we will only need the Cicer's explosion here. There we go. We got everything we needed.
Getting some beer and going out.
And now we can grab our rope. We're gonna head back up here to reset everything. We're first gonna close those 2 gates and set it back to 4 zeros. That's required for Supreme. We're not gonna do that. Now, can we drop down here without taking damage? Yes, we can. So we have to return Renzo's key now, and then we have to go use the explosive to end the mission. And let's make a real save before we do that.
What's that I see? Who goes?
So yeah, I like this mission. Thank you to those who recommended it. And I don't remember who that was. I know that Marbleman did, I think, when he heard that I was playing Cinder Notes. But plenty more in the past have. I think, though, that by modern New Dark standards, the replayability goes down a little bit. It's a very nice design, but it's smaller. It's a fairly small mission. And it loses a little bit of its graphical appeal when you have all these HD mods that people use, and that I've used a little bit in the past. I've gone away from that since then. see, I think they're going to come by me right now.
Until you got the flat feet.
Okay, good. He didn't wake up from that. That's good. He does not hear that. That I knew. Now we can drop here without getting...
I want to know who came up with the stupid idea of no drinking on duty. Not the only thing that makes it
Okay, nice timing. We're going to get a first alert here from both of these guys again when we open the door here, like I said, but you don't have to do that for Supreme if you don't. Don't nudge the guy, and you don't need to take one from him. It's a noisy place, a basement, pump station. Now on Expert, there is a zombie in here. And he is the one that leads to our problem that Examarin said was another... another ghost bust. Let me show you. I can't remember. I think we need to go right. Because we have to set off an explosion to clear the rubble that had fallen down that was talked about in the sewers. And that will alert this zombie. Unless we time it and do it when he's in this room at the top here. He has to be in that room with the door shut. And then he won't hear it. Okay, he's gonna come down here now. Okay. Anywhere else you'll hear it because there is an open window at the end here, so the sound will travel through there. But if we drop this in here, it should be possible for us to do this. We don't even have to have this door closed, which is nice because then we can time him easier. So we're going to just remove the rubble pieces here. This is not property damage because this is already collapsed. So we're just removing rubble, essentially. Plus, it's heavily, heavily implied by the objective as well. We've already checked off, find a way to unblock it, and we have to leave this way. But it isn't property, so we're fine. We can just use a regular broadhead here. See? He's totally unalerted. So there we go. That's it. Awesome. That was a successful perfect thief, as far as I could tell, of the Ashen Age Part 1 by Sliptip. 1 hour, 4 minutes, 22 seconds, and we found 2412 loot out of 2412. We picked 1 out of 7 pockets. That was the purse of the noblewoman. All the other pockets are arrows or keys. We picked 4 locks, which is minimum if you want all the loot. For Supreme, you can make do, I think, with only 3, because what we would have skipped here for Supreme. Let's go through that. We would have skipped 25 in the storage room at Corrado's, because Corrado alerts to the door opening. We would have skipped the 25 in Renzo's office in the vaults. So that would have not, it would have lowered the lockpick count to 3. And we would also have skipped 35 loot in the fountain. There were 7 coins there, total 85, so 2327 is max for Supreme. No backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing and nobody killed, no Iron Beast destroyed or disabled, and we found 2 out of 2 secrets. Now, for Supreme busts, we took a whole bunch. So, first, we got a first alert. Actually, we got 3 first alerts from the thief outside of Corrado's office. One from dropping down, one from opening the door, and one from leaving the door again. And we pushed him out of the way to be able to pass to get out of the establishment. So that was a lot of 4 Supreme Boss stuff just for that thief. We also got another first alert from the thief patrolling by the canal at Corrado's from the door up the stairs. And we got another first alert from Corrado opening the door to his control room where there was loot. That can be avoided for Supreme. We also got first alerts from pushing the nobleman and noblewoman, but that can be avoided for Supreme completely. And we do have to get a first alert from the noblewoman at least, opening the door to the pump station. And we also got a first alert when picking the lock then in Renzo's office, but that can also be avoided for Supreme if you just skip the loot. I think that rounded up all the busts, I believe. Yep. Okay, that's it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys back for the Cinder Notes next. Until then, have a good night. Bye-bye.